I see you guys have gotten the New Adventures of Super Kendall book. This is one of my favorites. Kendall has to face a lot of challenges in this book, even though it's only based in a short time. The first challenge was a hard one, and I can relate to her. She goes to the movies to see a simple movie and realizes that it's wrong. Then she remembers the villain she encountered before, the movie villain. The movie villain takes movies and creates takes books and creates incorrect movies about them. Kendall has to find a way to defeat the movie villain and while still being relevant. Kendall has to make a book and knock the movie villain out of the box office. She goes to the library and discovers the book codenamed Verity. The librarian helps her and she makes a movie based on this book. She has to use this movie to beat the villain out of the box offices, so she has to make it good. She befriends another superhero who helps her make this movie. They both act in it and direct it. They did it. They defeated the movie villain. The movie was a hit and they knocked him out of the box office. The next one, she had to fight the World War II villain. He is going around town and wreaking havoc. He's recreating events from World War II and using them in the present time. She has to figure out how to stop him. Kendall goes online and finds the World War II timeline. It is a long timeline because World War II was a seemingly long war. It is a lot of information and Kendall quickly becomes overwhelmed. She befriends a super genius who helps her discover her analyzing powers. She has to analyze this long timeline in a short amount of time to limit the damage done. The super genius helps her, and they both find out good ways to take notes. They find that you have to look at the larger details and not just the small details. Once she is able to analyze the timeline, she figures out where the supervillain is, and she gets ahead of him. She assembles an army and defeats him. This next one was especially hard for Super Kendall because she's so used to working by herself. Although she had befriended superheroes before, there were only 1 or 2 that were helping her. This time there were 5. At first, the supergroup had a lot of trouble. There was a lot of fighting and there was an imbalance of power. Everyone was stubborn and no one knew how to work together and compromise. After fighting, they realized that it wasn't going to work. The hydroponic villain was destroying too many hydroponic systems. They needed to stop him right away. They learned how to settle their differences and find a way to make an indestructible system so the hydroponic villain couldn't defeat them. They won. The next one, the history villain is back. This time he's a wannabe of the World War II villain. He's recreating the Russian Revolution. Super Kendall, who we all thought was invincible, has a broken arm. Therefore, she has a cast. She has to find a way to spread the word about the Russian Revolution villain before it's too late and he destroys even more. The way she figures out is a whiteboard project. She saw this on the internet, which is where you use visuals and combined with speaking and filming a whiteboard to communicate some kind of topic. Her problem is her broken arm. It's her writing hand and she has to draw pictures. She finds out that if she draws simple drawings that will still communicate what she's trying to say, she can get her point across. She is worried that the video is a hit. Everyone sees it and is notified. The Russian Revolution villain has been taken down and he is no longer destroying the city. In this last one, the supergroup reassembles. This time, it's the food critic villain. The food critic villain is going around destroying restaurants with his horrible reviews. They need to figure out how to stop him. They need to figure out how to stop him. After fighting a little, they've discovered that they need to make a dish that will destroy him. One of the group members discovers that if they can drug him and make him drowsy enough, he will be tranquil enough so they can put him in jail. After deciding on a dish, which took a very long time because it is the supergroup and they do have lots of arguing issues, they decide on a dish. After using their time management and cooking skills, they make the dish, and the villain eats it. He has been defeated. In conclusion, Super Kendall has used a lot of skills that will be very helpful for her for the rest of her superhero career. She learned all of these in a very short amount of time and is still able to showcase them in everything she has done. Even though she's only newly discovered these skills, she's had them this whole time and she just hasn't known how to use them. She looks forward to finding her new superhero powers for the rest of her superhero career and for everything to come. Even though she had lots of struggles, she still learned enough that will balance out the struggles, and even though they were hard struggles, they still taught her a lot. She's learned that problems become learning experiences.
Okay. Okay, questions or comments? Okay, I love the dedication to the story. Any questions?
Your presentation as well. It was interesting to see that you did away with technology.
Yeah.
It was very creative.
Okay.
Class over.